Well, it is a new approach to money management, raising your kids to know much more than just the basics, but rather how to become a millionaire. Well, our guests today are just that, millionaires, and they did it before the age of 30. We're so happy to be joined by Emron and Aaron Andrew and their father, Douglas. They are all the authors of the new book, Millionaires by 30, The Quickest Path to Financial Independence. Douglas, I want to start with you. 30 years ago, your dream of becoming a millionaire before 30 was crushed when you lost your house to foreclosure. So what did you take away from that experience?
Oh, Alicia, you know, that was one of the best learning experiences of my life. In 1982, we found ourselves without an income for about 9 months, and we lost that beautiful 6,400 square foot home located on a canyon rim to foreclosure. I learned from that equity trapped in your house is not liquid when you need to get to it. It does not have safety of principal when real estate values go down, like we're experiencing right now, and it does not earn a rate of return when it's trapped in the property. So I began and developed a system that I have taught my children. We have 6 children, 2 sons, Emron and Aaron, who are co-authors of this book, took these strategies, and they've been able to attain $1 million net worth in just 4 or 5 short years.
All right, so guys, I want to talk to you. You are both making 7-figure salaries. So at a time when most young adults are still juggling student loans, new credit cards, and their monthly rent, Emron, Aaron, you're worth an estimated $1.5 million each. Guys, how are you able to make your fortunes?
Well, simply by, again, following the exact same strategies that my father had taught us growing up in being careful and actually taking choice and control from the very beginning, and absolutely learning from the mistakes that not only he made but maybe many others have made. And by simply just following simple steps by steps, we were able to take a little bit of money and just keep on compounding on top of that.
Now, I know that your dad started you making $30,000 a piece. That was your salary. Was that a hard time for you? And how much help do you think that parents should give their kids in terms of financial help?
Well, at first, really, the best thing that parents can do, which our father did, is he taught us and he educated us, and then we took that wisdom and knowledge and went out there on our own in a way that started to implement it, because if parents help out too much with actually giving them physical cash, that doesn't help them. That actually burdens them to not be able to learn on their own. But give them knowledge, then have them, go through the hardships that maybe even their own parents had to go through. Is some of the best methods, I think, to really take independence and take it from there.
All right, Douglas, as a parent, tell us some of the very specific things that you did to teach Emron and Aaron about making big money.
Well, Alicia, what we did is we told them that as soon as they were through with their education, they needed to get into home ownership as soon as possible. It's far better to own rather than to rent, and I was able to teach my 2 sons how to buy their first home with little or no money down, no cash out of their own pocket, through creative ways. And right now in this market, we have an incredible opportunity where a lot of real estate values have gone down, where people can get into an ownership position instead of a renting position. And so Emron and Aaron went out and bought their first homes, and then they built a cabin together, and then they built 2 homes with using very little or none of their own cash. And now we are partners on a large real estate project at a ski resort, and lo and behold, at age 26 and 28, they both have net worths well in excess of $1 million, and they have liquidity, safety, and they're earning a rate of return on those lazy idle dollars. If people would learn how to do this, they wouldn't be in the trouble they're in today with all the home foreclosures that we're hearing about in the country.
And Emron, Aaron, you have been so successful that I have to ask you, what do you think is the biggest misconception that parents are teaching their children today about money?
Probably, again, not taking ownership, not owning up to the ownership of taking care of your own finances, and leaving that leaving your future for the market to decide or for the banks to decide. And really owning a home. We've talked about that already, just owning a home. Buying that first home is one of the most critical steps that really helped me become more financially mature. If I hadn't bought that home, I don't think I would have taken money and my finances and my monthly expenses very seriously. But as soon as I took that first step and bought that first home, and then continue to implement the additional strategies that we talk about in Millionaire by 30, it just kept on compounding and growing for myself.